It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch. Mark Peterson sitting here on a beautiful, cool Saturday afternoon and talking gardening with you at 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Or come on by and enjoy all the beautiful color. What are those petunias in front of us?
Yes.
At the end of the table?
I'm going to say two different sizes. Yeah. One looks more like the VIP, but
it does. That's what I was going to say.
Beautiful. What do you call it? Rich maroon? Not a maroon. I don't know. Looks like a rich red color. And then we have some other ones. More brighter.
Well, any way you look at it, there's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
The violas, the pansies, of course, the cyclamen. Did you wander over that way and smell the
socks?
Wow.
Oh, I missed that.
I have a little bit of a stuffy nose today, so I couldn't smell really well.
Oh, they're spectacular, yeah. And then a lot of snapdragons with very nice blooms, and Mark's alyssum is the blooming. You know the
colors,
thing about
the white and the purple.
Yeah, the thing about the alyssum, the minute you put it, well, not the minute, but
pretty
quickly
close.
after you put it in a container,
it
fills out. Yeah, it makes a nice.
It's fabulous for a container, low or high container. And then maybe a few other things upright, like a stock, then get the multiple colors.
Yeah.
Although that may be too much. Maybe a snapdragon or something.
Yeah, those stocks, though, will fill quite a bit.
Right. So that's what I was saying.
I'm kind of featuring them this fall. We've
talked about them over the years so much that, that's probably a good idea.
Now, we've talked about the viola blooms.
Yeah.
But right now seems like there are about 15 different colors in there.
So that's what I was going to say as well. Traditionally, Johnny Jump Ups were a navy and a yellow, kind of maize and blue. Hey, that'd be appropriate today. But you're right. There's all different kinds of colors over there. Those violas,
the oranges,
and oranges,
some bicolors.
Yeah. So and they're great for a container as well.
Oh,
or
gosh,
hanging
yeah.
basket.
Yeah, they do well in the small containers especially. You know, the one that I think, another one that we don't give proper credit to is the calendula. I'm trying that in a partial shade area. And every one of the plants has a bloom on it. And it looks like there's enough sun that there's supporting the foliage, and then the other half of the bed is pansies, and they're both doing equally well at this point. Other than the fact that the raccoons find it to be they're one of their favorite beds for digging and burying acorns, or else. Maybe they're digging up the acorns that the squirrels have buried.
The calendulas are an interesting color this time of year. We associate the fall with reds and oranges and a little bit of yellows, but that gold
calendula is just gold and
just gold and yellow. That's why I said it's an interesting. I don't have a lot of flowers like that are bright yellow like that, so that's why I was kind of thinking about them as well.
Well, and people, the common description is they warm up the winter garden.
I like that.
But today was probably the first day when that might make a difference warming up the winter garden because it's been so hot up until now. But then there are a few of the cyclamen over there, and they continue to look beautiful. The thing about the cyclamen, all those I planted have not a one of them has lost the blooms.
Yes.
Now I've had a going in and out of bloom for the primulas, which I found kind of unusual, but they're back in bloom now. But they're having more trouble keeping their blooms in the cyclamen are.
Hey Milton,
Yes.
You want to guess what are Trace's favorite colors for cyclamen?
I think I'm going to go with red and white.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Calvin and I have lately favored some of the purples.
Yeah.
But,
Now, do you notice which are sold almost
I
sold
don't
out
know
over
which
there?
ones are sold out. As soon as I said that, I went, huh.
The
I
purple.
don't believe there's any left. It's all sold out. You didn't take them all. I know that.
No, I tried to, but I didn't. Couldn't get my second mortgage on the house wasn't large.
Didn't go through?
Oh no, it went through. I just didn't go as high as they would have
okay.
needed. If we think about it too, we may want to get a monarch report from Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And my article today is about.
And I was going to say, you have a wonderful article today about it, explaining what we are seeing, and then also your reports on how well the different milkweeds are doing and not doing. It was a little thumbnail sketch or a thumbnail report, so it's good.
Yeah, well, we're talking. I was talking too about what our targets will be for our milkweed and butterfly programs next year.
Why I'm laughing is I just thought of the fact that yes, it's excellent research work at the university level because you seem to ask more questions than we get answers. So we have many years of work to do.
Well, it surprised me when we've interviewed two of those authors on the monarchs and butterflies, and they kind of I think they support the idea, and so do most researchers, that there's a lot of questions that monarchs have, their behavior and why they do things, and do they need to migrate, and how do they make decisions about migrations? So it's just a continuing quest, I think. Where they're probably sitting around down there in the wintering grounds, having a cigarette and a cup of coffee, and laughing about them entertaining the researchers all the way up to Canada from Mexico.
All right, 210-308-8867. Yeah, Mary will have to come by. If you see her
I haven't seen her yet today.
She's here.
I saw her.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, she just went that way. You know who else mentioned that she was going to... Milton, you mentioned that, asked about why Lulu didn't call in. And she said it was because she was given she had her bossy, she didn't say bossy.
Yeah, be careful now. This person may be listening.
Her beloved grandson.
Thank you.
Was requiring attention. But she said she was going to try her best to call us sometime this weekend and
oh, good.
Update her monarch report.
Our roving reporter on the scene.
This one looks.
Oh, there you go.
A lot like Mary.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, maybe she'll come this way.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
All right. Yep, she's wandering over here. There she comes. All right, 210-308-8867.
You didn't get a chance to read the article in the Express News today, did you?
No.
Okay, we talked about the monarchs, and was kind of consistent with the discussion you and I have had about the some of those. You've seen some that it looked like they just completed their 30-day maturity period and they're ready to go to Mexico. And then some look like they either got caught in the wind or in a weather problem and their wings are beat up, or it may be that they laid eggs and they're on the way out of this world. Well, that's not appropriate because that's a lot like migration. Look, of course, we have to remind everybody that monarchs, after they lay their eggs, pass away, die.
Yes.
And we're not real clear always on what happens to the males, but apparently the males pass away with their mates as that happens. But have you got any fresh feel or seen? Are you still seeing new monarchs or?
No, actually, I haven't seen a new one this week.
So, I'm with you for the last few days. I haven't. There was last weekend, and the first of the week, there were the most I've seen, but there was a combination of all those wing patterns that I talked about. Wings that looked like they were
tattered and worn.
What's left after a long trip, and then wings. But I didn't find any egg laying or any new caterpillars anyplace.
Nope.
So, and so far we haven't got any reports from our class attendees about whether they've seen any new hatchlings or new caterpillars out there too. So, indications are that the two population groups we're seeing are, one of them is after a long trip, and then the other one is fresh or a new generation that hatched recently on their way to Mexico.
We're getting a monarch report from the Certified Butterfly Garden. Yeah. All right.
I know I feel that way after a long trip. I look kind of battered and ready.
Well, that's the same as you look all the time.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is
man,
true.
that's not right.
I got a cold right now, so
Okay.
my eyes are runny and my nose is stuffy.
You notice this cold weather, too, has not only kind of reduced the monarchs that we're seeing, it's kind of reduced everything, even the queens that were kind of overwhelming, or I haven't seen any for a couple of days.
All I've seen is Admiral.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty.
A fresh Admiral was flying around in the cold.
Oh, just one, yeah.
What does an admiral look like? Just real quick.
It's got some of the same colors as a monarch.
Uh-huh.
And it is.
It's got a band that goes diagonally across its wings.
Oh, okay, like a big thick band.
A bright orange band.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
no, I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's also a butterfly breed that there's a lot of unanswered questions. I guess most of them are. Well, a lot of them have questions about what their range.
Their range, because pretty big one.
Oh, huge, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty big Admiral range.
So far, all right. What I see you planted some new some pansies out there.
Yes, I got the pansies in. I took out the old zinnias that were real tired.
Oh.
And filled them up with pansies.
Okay. It's so heartbreaking.
I know.
To take those zinnias out.
One of our favorites. I love zinnias.
Now, I've seen some butterflies on snapdragons this year, which is strange. I've never thought of them as a nectar source. Stocks they like. Seems like calantula, alyssum, But have you seen on pansies? Have you seen butterflies collecting nectar?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Any?
But not recently.
Yeah. Any particular breed or species?
Just, Gulf Fritillary, the queens mostly, and occasionally monarchs on them. Yeah.
How about, have you had problem with slugs and snails on pansies?
Well, there's always that. There are a bunch of them in the butterfly garden, so I usually treat for it when there's been enough moisture to multiply them.
I know that trace quite often. We do definitely have to treat for the primrose, for slugs and snails, because they find their way into even a container that's 2 feet tall. The slugs and snails will find their way in there.
Yeah, they get into everything.
Yeah, but I've hesitated to treat all the pansies that I've planted, but so far I haven't seen any damage. All right, well, let us know if you get any more information.
Sure. Yeah, I'll let you know what's going on. Yeah, there's so many queens that we had this year. There were so many. Actually, weird thing I saw was the queen butterflies harassing a monarch caterpillar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally harassing, so where I could even just go and pick it up off of the caterpillar.
Ah.
That it was harassing it. So
now I've seen them, the flying, the queens and the monarchs clash. I don't know if it's good-natured or if it's
no, it's competition.
Yeah,
most likely competition for the same food source, right?
Oh yeah, and we still haven't answered that question too. That's another one we're going to pursue, and we mentioned in our article the Zizoti.
Oh yeah.
The queens have not, as far as I can tell, the queens have not showed any interest in the Zizotes, even though they've still got foliage, and in fact they've got blooms. It makes me nervous about the role that they play with monarchs. We'll have to pursue that issue with the Douglas King Seed Company and other gardeners. If you're from that area west of
I was going to say, so central, south, and west, or west and south, I guess, is where we decided that's where they grew.
Yeah, and they're easy to get to germinate, and they transplant pretty well. The easiest of all the natives that we've worked with so far, but of course, doesn't mean anything if the monarchs are not interested in them. And if the...
Yes, because it is such a small plant.
Well,
really.
Actually, if they grow to the ones I've got are just
about a foot.
1 year. Yeah, they're over a foot, and they got thick foliage. And if you got, they do fill the area, and they drop seed. So I'm suspecting that over there where they're native, where they're growing, that there's vast areas of them that are, foliage there.
Yeah.
I'd like to get that. I'd like to get a report from somebody about how they're doing with the monarchs.
Alrighty. Hey, we need to take a quick break. 210-308-8867. Thanks, Mary. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Boulevardy Road on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. So y'all were, what did you want to discuss something that was in the paper? Or?
Yeah, well, we're just during the break, Calvin and I were talking about Neil Sperry's. One of his questionnaires, or readers, I should say, asked about a Japanese maple. Mm-hmm. And that is a challenge in Texas, whether North Texas or South Texas. It is a challenge.
Beautiful. That's why I imagine people like them.
A lot of people like them, and a lot of people know that they should be in the shade, but some people don't. And I think that was one of the issues with this particular reader. They didn't realize it has to be in the shade because they were wondering, well, we gave it a lot of water. Well, if it's full sun in Texas, that doesn't help.
What about the acidic versus basic soil?
And that's another thing. Is like most maples, if not nearly all of them, they prefer an acidic, a neutral to acidic. How about like that? Occasionally, there's a Shantung that was trying to introduce an Acado maple. Those are two which will do better on which will tolerate an alkaline soil. But the vast majority of maples prefer a neutral or acidic soil, even ones you get at the big box stores. So, listeners, be wary. If you see them at the big box stores, red maple or silver maple, and they say it will grow here, probably not.
Yeah, it may.
So come to Milberger's. Uh-huh. How about that? I inserted that right in there. Yeah.
Did it?
Come to Milberger's.
In Neil's article, did he? I didn't get a chance to read it, the whole thing, but did he remind everybody that those two key things, acid soil and shade, and then if there's any other challenges or stresses, it's hard to tell. It's hard to pick which one is doing the planting.
So we mentioned too much water. That occasionally happens, but more like shallow soil, heat, maybe excessive nutrients, which would be buildup of salts in the soil.
Yeah, it's not a reaction to.
So it's a
why
reaction
isn't my tree growing well? And I'll give it more
why
fertilizer.
does it have a little scorch? Those are all classic possibilities for having a Japanese maple scorching. So I started that out by going, Trace, it is a big challenge to grow those here.
It is. To me, they got to be in the right place.
Yeah.
So where did you suggest planting it? Did they have it in the sun?
No. If there is sun, it would be a mottled morning sun, and then afternoon shade. The best examples I saw that we had planted them, or the city did, down in the Riverwalk, underneath the big bald cypress, and so they got mottled sunlight, shade in the afternoon, because of maybe the building was in the way. But those did pretty well. But you can almost guarantee that by August, the Japanese maples were going to start burning up. And so that's the best place for them. But you also have to remember, they're also from like Japan at altitudes fairly high in the mountains, and they like it moist. Moist is not a word you hear in San Antonio quite often.
Acidic.
Acidic. Calvin had mentioned the acidic soils. So
the nicest ones I've ever seen are in a situation like you're talking about, underneath a deciduous tree.
You know, and some I've seen that look pretty spectacular were in kind of the island of a building. Yeah. What do you call those? Where they're
atrium or
atrium.
Yeah.
Sometimes if they're careful,
if they're careful, they have good.
And unfortunately, they got to keep giving it attention and keep those conditions consistent if they're going to have it last for a long time.
Trey pointed out deciduous trees. That's good. Maples, Japanese maple does put out their leaves just a tad earlier than a lot of our native trees, and so getting that little burst of sunlight, spring sunlight. It makes them look much better. They were quite beautiful at that period of time. And then also they get a little bit of sunlight, and then They'll have the shade for the later Sunday.
And that's when the red ones are actually the reddest.
Right.
Before it starts to fade away.
Now, if you were inclined to plant those Japanese maples, but you didn't want to go through this battle and the stress involved, what would you pick for an alternative? What would be one that's nearly as attractive and
are we putting it in the sun?
A little easier to grow.
If you couldn't do the shade aspect, then you had to do a sun.
And you had to have a colorful leaf. I would be thinking Mexican plum would have some color in the leaf. Or there's another.
I was going to Buckeye, Mexican Buckeye.
Oh, that's a red bloom, correct?
Yeah, early in the year. Yeah, very not pink, pink.
Say those again.
Mexican Buckeye, Mexican plum.
Oh yeah.
And there's another ornamental plum that has Cravers, I think is the variety, that has a burgundy-ish foliage.
I don't know if I'd do that in the sun, though. Maybe. Color would be best in the sun.
Well, the Mexican plum is a good native plant, and it's also ranks pretty high in the terms of wildlife habitat.
And a spectacular bloom on top of that.
Yeah. Looks. I like it either as a specimen in the full sun or as basically a thicket. Like 3 of them or 5 of them planted. And you talk about the birds moving through them and nesting in them. That's where you'll find a lot of those mockingbirds and cardinals and.
I just thought of something for feathery foliage or fine foliage and summer color is desert willow, particularly Bubba. You could do that in full sun. In fact, you should do that in full sun.
And that's almost an opposite to the Japanese maple.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, Trace said, do I want to do full sun? I went, what would go in full sun? What would go in full? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one would be.
Basic soil.
Yeah, you could do basic soil.
Full sun.
In fact, probably the more worse the soil, the better it would like it, type of thing.
That didn't sound like proper English.
I know, that's why I hesitated.
The more worse, the
more worse. I was going to say. Well, see, I had to stop. I was going to say worser. And I go, that's definitely not right.
I think it's just worse.
Worse, okay. The worse the soil, the better the tree.
Okay.
The better we would like it. There we go.
All right. Tracy, thoughts? What's happening?
He just has anticipation. He has turkey tryptophan anticipation for this evening.
Oh, yeah, I know. You ready?
I am.
All right.
But there's nobody to apologize to this time.
No, I know.
I can't apologize to the state of Texas because I'll be
apparently your
congratulating
rule,
the state of Texas.
Okay. Well, we don't want to get cocky, but or do we?
A little bit.
Okay.
Well, then if your team does not win and you've been cocky,
then I'll be sulking tomorrow.
Yeah. And then there'll probably be some folks that will not hesitate to.
I'm sure you will not hesitate.
Yeah, to bring it to your attention that you were pretty unreasonable about this.
Well, what's happening?
Both teams are doing well this year.
What's happening at the nursery? Something's coming up. Exciting, isn't it?
Yes, I think Santa.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
What? Oh wow, Santa's
and these are professional.
I know him.
Professional grade pictures.
Yeah,
for free.
Pupsies. I think he's even done pups before.
I think so.
Yeah,
we're also going to.
He's a great Santa.
We're also going to have.
Santa's great. It's the real Santa.
Chili.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And we should have face painting and balloon art.
Yay.
There's a limit. I can't do the face painting thing.
So face painting and balloon art and Santa are both Saturday and Sunday. The train is both Saturday and Sunday. The chili is only Saturday.
Okay. Oh, okay.
How is that gift program going?
Blue Santa?
It could be better.
Yeah, so tell us what that is.
Oh, yeah.
So basically you bring new or unused clothing and we have a box inside by the cash register. Can't get it from their family, lack of funds or whatever. But in some way, those kids need it.
No, and again, I've talked to other agencies that do similar stuff, and this is obviously for the kids, but it's also for the parents who are stressing and sad that they will not be able to provide a gift for their child this Christmas. And so you're helping both of them out. You're making a big difference, I mean, in that parent's life and how they what they can give their kids, because it can get kind of rough if everybody's kids getting Christmas gifts.
Sure, I've heard numerous stories of paying it forward too.
Oh,
so if you received and help, then someday when you can, you're going to probably give help to someone else.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So that's a whole lot of fun. Millburgers does it every holiday, every Christmas. So come on out, plan to be there. The times, I think, are just throughout the day, right? The trains runs at different times. And
I think it's 11 to
3
for
okay.
Santa.
Okay.
And the train. And the face painting, I think, is an extra hour. I think it's a little longer.
Okay.
And what else? Oh, Chili's till it runs dry.
Okay. And are they is the conductor of the train going to yell anything at us?
We will, yes. I'm not sure what yet, but we will.
Okay. No, that's a lot of fun. Go to millburgernursery.com to get more details, millburgernursery.com. And there you'll find all the things that are on sale and lots of fun stuff. And, gosh, the Christmas trees are gorgeous.
They are pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
If you haven't...
the fragrance is unbelievable, too.
Yeah.
It just gives you a just good feeling to walk through there.
We know it's not the Nordman. Which tree is the most fragrant?
It's going to be a toss-up this year between Balsam and Fraser.
Okay.
Yes, I would agree.
And then what is the Nordman and... Noble, that's it, thank you. Yeah, so talk a little bit about those, because they're excellent selection. And
so Balsam and Fraser should hold up the best.
Mm-hmm.
The best needle retention. I mean, they're all going to shed some, but those two should hold up the best. Nobles are used for people that have big, heavy ornaments. Big/heavy, because there's bigger gaps between the branches. And Nordman is what my daughter used to get every year. So she is allergic to Christmas trees, but yet she ended up with a balsam this year.
Oh.
So,
what?
Yeah, well, we'll see how...
180
Where is she?
degrees.
We'll see.
Is she in Minnesota or someplace get a balsam?
No.
No, we have them right
balsams.
here.
We have balsams here.
We have balsam here,
Oh,
yeah.
Calvin's excited.
Yeah.
No, I would just that's. It wasn't too many years ago. That's what we would.
So
would find.
Fortunate or unfortunate, there was a lot of backup in North Carolina from hurricane things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And so a lot of the tree yards were not accessible. So we had to get some balsams to compensate.
The balsam is a good one. I like it. But I like any fir. Even fake fir, Douglas fir. You know Douglas fir is not a fir?
What's that?
Did you know that?
What?
Douglas fir is not a fir.
Oh.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Although I would never purchase one.
Yeah.
That's what my grandmother used to get Milton, and
I was
by
gonna
Christmas it didn't have any needles left.
Oh, wow.
It was just tinsel. It's a tinsel tree.
Oh. Ugh.
It was quote, an upgrade from the Scotch pine. But, yeah, it didn't hold the needles. But they were soft. That's what a lot of people liked. They were soft needles.
Well, can you hang with us a while? We'll talk about some other stuff.
Maybe.
Okay.
We can talk about live Christmas trees, too.
Okay.
Yeah, because I walked through them this morning.
Okay. Well, hang on and listen for a sec so you'll hear what I'm talking about. We're going to take a quick break. Back in a moment with Millburgers Gardening, South Texas. Excuse me. On 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 308-8867. Or Calvin's talking to a nice couple. They came in person to talk a little bit and ask questions about their. They have oak trees in their yard. They've got St. Augustine in their yard too, and now it's the St. Augustine is pretty much gone.
And that is a frequent question that Calvin and I have entertained.
Did you want to come and? Well, he can. Grab.
All right, cool.
Yeah, grab the mic real quick. You'll be on the air, and these guys can hear you. Tell us what's going on again.
So in my front lawn, I have 2 huge oak trees.
Mm-hmm. And talking to the mic, okay?
Okay, and their acorns are obviously falling right now. My question is, will St. Augustine or any type of grass grow? Right now, we have when we moved in, we had a little bit of St. Augustine still showing, but the rest is bare dirt.
Right. And I was just say that is a question that Calvin and I have received in quantity over the years. What kind of grass could I grow underneath oak trees?
St. Augustine.
And that's about it. And even in the St. Augustines, there's several different ones that you would say, oh, maybe try this one. This is a little bit more shade tolerant. And that's palmetto or FJ Select, I think, maybe as well.
As I mentioned, basically to have a healthy St. Augustine grass, even the most shade tolerant, you're talking about needing 6 hours of sun. And as your trees mature, you'll have less and less sun, which is great. Shade is wonderful here, but it also is challenging for your lawn. Now, have you got any of the winter grass, winter weeds come up yet?
The backyard, yes.
Yeah.
The backyard gets
pretty
green.
Keep that mowed. It looks great. It looks great for the winter.
It's a good substitute.
Well, in the backyard, we don't have 2 huge oak trees.
Okay.
You know, in the front yard, and we do have 1 oak tree, but it's on the east side of the lawn, which means as the sun's going down, from noon on, we have sun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So Calvin had started broaching the subject of ground covers when we came back. What ones did you suggest as you drink a cup of coffee? I'm sorry.
Well, let's see. Asiatic
jasmine would probably be the first and most traditional one.
Yeah, and a lot of folks use monkey grass and lariat. They're shade tolerant. My favorite is Dorfruelia.
I don't know if we have any left or that's flowering.
Yeah, I was looking for it over there.
Yeah, we probably have some left here at the nursery, but it's not flowering right now.
It's one that's got the blue flowers, and it's a ground cover.
It's
evergreen.
a miniature petunia, Mexican petunia.
Yeah. That's another.
Now, I was going to say, if you really wanted to go out there. I'm just reading an article from Neil Sperry talking about Purple Heart. I don't know if you've ever seen Purple Heart.
I have not.
Okay. So it is a purple, viney ground cover with a little pink flower on
Here,
occasion.
I'll find you a picture. Hold on.
One option might be is to go see how your lawn reacts if we get better conditions. So, if you almost got enough sun, and then part of the lawn will come back. If we start getting some rain, and if we don't have drought restrictions, and so it's easier to water the lawn. So then go another year by just mowing, and then make an assessment later and say, well, it's looking better, and that'll work fine for us. And if the conditions are right, the St. Augustine can do
That's
pretty
the Purple
well.
Heart.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of that.
Oh, okay, good.
We have that growing around the trees.
Right. And
Yeah, and those don't die.
Yeah, no, those do not
Correct.
die.
Sorry.
So yeah, you just expand that out, make it a bigger bed.
It's the flowery ones around
Yeah.
the front yard, the
Then
front two trees.
Then if it takes over,
Yeah, exactly.
blame Mark on
Yeah,
I think it's too late. Mark's already been blamed because it's already taking over.
Yeah, and I like them.
And then I go, see?
Yeah, it's all.
Well, you can have a beautiful lawn with those ground covers. If you just think of the area south of downtown, where they got all the trees and the.
Oh yes. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
gosh, those layers with the lariop and the monkey grass.
Yeah, my new hometown there, or my new home.
Yeah, Southton. And,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you see some pretty homes that have had the same problem. Trees that are really old and full, and it's just all shade, so grass isn't going to be there. But they've done a great job of like hardscaping it and then putting in stuff and ground covers, and it looks really good. If y'all want to, you can.
I think that's the route we're going to end up taking.
Yes.
I'm just not wanting to have a full rock.
No.
yard.
Right, exactly.
Right. No.
Does your neighbor have St. Augustine?
Yeah.
Not,
Uh-oh.
across the street does, but her trees are towering.
Oh, okay.
celebrate,
But, hey,
cool.
rock does
celebrate
nothing.
the shade.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all.
Oh,
Thank
so
you,
much.
man.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Listen
Thank
to
you.
y'all.
for
Thank
coming
you
by.
so much.
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks for listening.
But thank you.
Okay, you take care. Bye-bye. All right, 210-308-8867. Yep, that shade issue comes up an awful lot. You're looking for is there another shade issue on the paper?
It's what I had told you about Neil. A reader had called in or wrote in and said, I like Purple Heart. How can I get more? And that's where I'm drinking my coffee cup as I was reading.
Oh.
I kind of did a spit take. It's like, okay, will you like more? Okay.
I've seen beautiful beds of them in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Remind me what the neighborhood is that has all the beautiful ground covers.
Yeah, well, it is. Milton's King William does.
Yeah,
have
there you
one.
go.
King has a lot of ground covers, and I used to do a program. I forget what the name of it was, but it was talking about the color, what you could have plants growing in, and I separated out. Because most landscape architects will, in the shade, they'll talk about the textures. And you can do that. You can do that with different types of ferns and everything. But there are also colors you can use. Tropical sage, the Turk's cap, with some the Purple Heart.
Shrimp plant.
Shrimp plant, thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And Mexican honeysuckles and excellent. So you can have all different kinds of colors in the shade. It's not limited to texture.
Now, they brought up a point that quite often is people misunderstand. They're talking about their San Augustine not being successful, and they said, well, we're thinking of putting zoysia grass in because the San Augustine.
Right.
Now, if your San Augustine is not getting enough sun, zoysia grass is not going to get enough sun. It requires more sun than San Augustine. Now, zoysia makes a nice lawn as long as you've got enough sun, and you're talking about at least 6 hours of sun.
There was a great writer for the SA Light, and I can't remember his name, but he used to say, lambikins in his article.
What?
Lambkins or lambikins. Kind of like saying, without saying bless your heart.
Oh, okay.
Say lambkins.
I don't remember who that was.
Yeah.
Call in if you remember. But
Yeah, if you remember
maybe
that.
the Express, I don't know. But lambkins.
And 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Monarch reports, are we still looking, you said, I think? Wait, or
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, at this temperature, is it too late? If we're getting Monarch reports, chances are...
Well, I think I would expect that most of the reports will be. We haven't seen them for three or 4 days, which may indicate they're moving. If they haven't moved on, they're moving on to try to. They realize that this cold weather is going to catch them unless they get down to the wintering ground, or if they have. Are at the end of their life, then this cold weather will bring that to an end. So that could be the report too. But I also would like, if we think about it, if there's some of our listeners that are over there in that Zizoti milkweed area, and can give us. We do have some gardeners that attended our classes that are in that area, and it'd be great if we could get a report on whether the monarchs there are utilizing that Zizoti milkweed. It would be a positive thing, because it's a little scary that our sample plantings have, meanwhile the queens are eating all the newly grown milkweeds, but they're leaving the Zizoti all by itself. So
I was thinking Castroville, Hondo, down to Catula, maybe north to I don't know. We don't reach San Angelo, do we? Maybe?
No, it's still too far.
I'm trying to think where the Zizoti range is, and it's pretty much west and south and a little bit north into central Texas is where those are predominant. Although there's other spots, so we were informed that other spots throughout the hill country have different
it's not
ones.
The most attractive of the milkweeds, but right now the plantings that I have are putting out seed. So are the tropical milkweed is putting out seed right now too. Not where in the world did I see all that these seeds? Somebody was
selling seed or giving away the seed?
It was a planting that it surprised me how thick the seed was. Maybe it's here at the Certified Butterfly Garden. The tropical milkweed here is in is a lot of seed, producing a lot of seed.
All right, 210-308-8867 is our number, 210-308-8867. And don't forget, Millburgers is going to be having a lot. The joint will be jumping next week, okay? I'm just saying that.
Chili.
Yeah, chili and Santa. And
caught my ear.
What's that?
The chili caught my ear.
The chili caught your ear? Well, I know the chili person, and they do a great job.
Oh, do they?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
I've met the... no, it's not me. I've met them. So, Pictures with Santa from 11 to 2. Face painting, balloon art. This is December 7th and 8th. That's Pictures with Santa. Balloon art and the ride to the Christmas tree forest. Anyway, it all starts at 11 o'clock. You'll find it at millburgernursery.com. That's millburgernursery.com. And check it out. But plan to join us over there. Come ask your gardening question. Get your Christmas tree. They're doing great jobs. I've been watching them help other people take their trees to the car. And it's just it's a good experience when you buy it here, and that's why people do it year after year after year. They're always back buying their tree. So we encourage you to come on out and just do that, or you can get the poinsettias, the Christmas cactus, the amaryllis bulbs, cyclamen. A few of them left. Yeah, I know. Don't listen to me. That was sarcasm. There are tons left, and they look absolutely gorgeous. I'll have to show you a picture I took at someplace else that had cyclamen, and it was just, they didn't quite take care of it. No.
It did impress you?
It did not impress me.
You were a meh? Meh? You responded meh?
It was definitely meh, but not Millburgers. As soon as you get here, you see them, and they look great. We're going to take a quick break and be back in a moment with more of Millburgers Gardening South Texas, live from Millburgers Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Boulevardy Road. You call us at 210-308-8867. More in a moment on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer.
And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer. Our phone number is 210-308-8867, but there are people out here doing some shopping, so I encourage you to come on out and check out the Christmas trees. And yes, sir?
I was going to say, next week.
Yes.
Next week, our article, Calvin's article, will be on presents for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I said it, I looked at you, I went,
well,
am I right?
Well, it's because it's almost all of it is books, gardening books, and because we get special emphasis on the books on the monarchs, and then other butterfly related books, but are also the classics like Neil Sperry's gardening book,
Gardening in Texas.
Yeah, and perennial gardening color. Bill Welch.
Bill Welch and Sally Wazowski.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then the best landscape design. People would ask me, how can I design my landscape? The best one is our good buddy Greg Grant.
That's
who
right.
does it step by step, piece by piece. And it's very good for homeowners.
Niagara Falls.
Sorry, it's just
reference.
It's just one
that's an old
We
reference.
also have a Texas Superstar book.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Which I did bring. I did mention in there, and what a great stocking stuffer.
Yes.
And how much is that? It's a reasonable price.
Yeah, okay, I have to go look in the computer.
I wanted to always say it's $3.95 or $4.95 or $5.95, something like that.
You know, I didn't. I usually emphasize the gift certificates.
Right, and that's what I was going to mention.
Yeah, that's always a great gift, especially for a gardener with a plan, because he's got this, or he's got this reserve when he's ready to do the work, to buy the plants that are appropriate. Got this gift certificate, and they can come here to Milberger's and spend some time picking out the plants that needs and fits his plan, and then getting that job done. And this is the best place to do it, too, because generally they have everything that you could want in the plan. Those trees, a lot of
so you
every
get
shade tree.
you could double dip, get a gift certificate, and then also apply for your CPS Energy rebate. So that might be a way. But also, what's often lost is Trace and I's favorite gift from Milberger's: tools.
Mm-hmm.
Every gardener needs them.
Yep.
Which ones are your favorite?
I like the Fiskars and Corona stuff.
Yeah.
More so than most.
So pruners.
Well, Fiskars makes shovels and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think every person in San Antonio should have a rock bar and a talache, a mattock, and a round point, and a flat point shovel. So there you go. There's four pieces of equipment right there.
Yeah. I can recall one time I was at a loss for getting Christmas gifts, and I gave out water hoses.
Oh.
Yeah, that's always a good gift.
Everybody got a
one.
water hose.
Yeah.
Everybody needs one.
Yeah.
And in our hot weather, our hot sunny weather, hoses do break down with UV light, and so it's always a good gift.
Well, and if you're like me and go crazy when you go mowing. You occasionally ride over the hoses.
That's why I get colorful hoses.
Yeah,
No, that's smart.
that's right. That's a good
You
idea.
can see a red hose in the middle of a green yard or brown yard if you don't water.
But what you don't want to see is the piece of the hose flying up in the air from after mowing it.
I just hate the noise the mower makes when you hit it. It's a sound, that just sends a little chill through you.
Well, that's another thing that is a good purchase with a gift certificate too.
Yes, exactly.
And you say, "Gosh, I want one of those very wonderful, well-constructed hoses, just the 75 feet or 50 feet, but gosh, they're so expensive. But then if you got a nice gift certificate there, and say, I'm going to get that best.
Yeah,
for once,
get that
I'm going to have that
upgrade,
best
yeah.
hose.
Yes.
We do sell a lot of fountains and bird baths
Yeah.
this time of year as well. They're on people's Santa list, so we have provided that before.
Gosh, yeah, here
What's
in
that?
San Antonio,
The
that's
Santa
one
list
of
for
the
the
best
bird
gifts.
feeders and the.
Bird feeders, bird baths.
Yeah. No, that's a great
There are
gift.
people out there that like butterflies and birds.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
so,
It's a
I
number
don't
2
know.
hobby in the nation, only
Yeah.
second to gardening.
I'd like to find some of those people. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I never noticed them either. We're teasing because we've done 3 years of those classes and basically filled up every one of them for the butterfly and monarchs. And the milkweeds.
Later on this afternoon, I have to send a revised list of bird plants for this. A client, we took down all her dead photinias, and she wanted a list of trees and plants specifically for birds. And I went, I could do that. All right, you one up.
So
and
what would that be?
Huh?
I would think standard Yopon holly,
Yeah,
possum haw holly,
yeah.
pyracantha.
That was one of them. Oh, well, I considered that. She was leaning towards native. But then one that I did put on there that I'd forgotten, and I need to put on, beautyberry.
American beautyberry, yeah.
You betcha. So,
Well, and
then
our
some
favorite
seed.
Anaqua.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
talk about a favorite bird cover
So
and
looking
food.
at a lot of these small or soft mast. And then I was thinking for some seed. She had a place where there was lots of sun, so lantanas and some salvias for some seed. Maybe some grass, maybe a lindheimer for some seed out of that. So I have to revise that list. Now, I will be honest, a lot of the lists I'll be walking around and seeing what you have here or what we have here. That's available.
It doesn't do good to recommend things that they can't find.
That's right. And
Nothing
so
more
that's why I was
upsetting
going to
than
revise
Yeah,
that list. And it's up the street. And so they can come on down.
All right. Let's go with a weather-related question. It's gotten a little cooler.
Yes.
I don't think you were wearing a jacket last weekend.
No.
Anything that you can think of that people should be doing from a plant standpoint out there? It's not freezing, and I don't think freezing
No,
is
but there's a lot of things that don't like 40 degrees, and
Yeah.
we're right on the cusp of that. So your indoor plants are not going to be happy at 40. Plumerias aren't going to be happy at 40.
Know what you
I know that firsthand.
Your indoor plants?
Sure. If your indoor plants are outside on a porch or
okay, I
patio,
got
they
you
don't
now.
like it.
Yeah.
Well, even our porterweed is showing a response to 40.
Yep. Chrysanthemums are going to have issues.
And our
I'm looking at
bougainvillea,
Yeah, talk about
Too
the
many
bougainvillea.
days.
We brought ours in, so I'm wondering if this will work. So we brought ours in along with Spike, the fire spike. We named it too, and we're thinking
You should name things at your house. They don't last long when you name them.
we're thinking of using it as a Christmas tree.
Okay. All right.
I wonder if you think the ornaments hanging on it will
Tinsel.
tinsel? Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, I like that. But yeah, the bougainvillea is a little leggy, so it's like going all over the place. So if we can trim it,
Well, I would have cut it back so that it was more portable to get inside.
yeah, okay. Now, so the question is, if we cut it back, do we just throw away the cuttings, or can we actually just plant them?
You can try anything.
Yes, I know. That doesn't quite answer the question.
Doesn't necessarily make it legal. So if something's patented and you make cuttings, theoretically you're breaking the law.
Okay.
And bougainvillea isn't the easiest.
Okay.
But,
I got another question. We have feral cats. I don't know if I've mentioned that or not.
Just a few times.
And apparently I have now learned that cats like to roll on their backs in the grass. And eventually they roll on the grass so much that there's nothing but soil.
Okay.
And then eventually they roll on the soil enough that it starts to expose roots. So I'm trying to think of what I can put now in the hole.
Ryegrass.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Is that the perennial rye?
A rye. I'm out of the perennial, but
okay.
Any rye will still come up and hold the dirt.
Okay. Oh.
Even your rescue grass will do that.
Okay.
Annual bluegrass.
So I guess he wants you to transplant some of your weeds from one spot to another.
Yeah. Oh, so you're out of the perennial? Do you get some coming in, or you don't? Okay.
No, because every time we go back to the well, we go back one too many times. And so we're stuck with it.
Oh, okay.
So, no, we're to 25 and 50-pound bags of the pick seed, Pantera.
Okay.
So
that ought to last you for 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, I've got but we do have places that need a little help. I was telling Calvin last week, Calvin was suggesting, okay, do not plant the perennial rye with the St. Augustine because they will compete. But I told them I do have these places where there's just nothing.
Well, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Put it there. That way you don't have bare ground.
Okay.
You can't erode if it's not.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to figure out something. But what other ryes do you have?
That's the only one I have is that one.
Okay.
Is which one?
Pantera. It's a pick seed, so it's a short growing, not as short as the perennial.
I keep hearing pig.
Pick seed.
Pick.
Oh.
Pick seed.
Okay.
No pickweed.
No, that's
no
right.
pig.
That's why I asked. Because I go, did he say pig seed?
I didn't know I mumbled that much.
No. It's just
He's got a cold. He's hearing funny.
I can't hear things.
Yes, all right. So
is that why you put him 6 feet away from us?
Yes.
I'm just going to go there.
That's why we're all over here.
It's scary sometimes that you and I think alike. So that's why I was like, yes,
that's
why
scary.
they put me way over here.
All right. And what's behind us? What's behind you with the red that looks like a petunia but looks like a little different petunia?
Those are petunias.
Yes. But they look a little different from their next door neighbor.
They look like a VIP with a color change.
So that one on the far right,
right?
I can't remember the name of it, but David swore to me that's my petunia. I introduced that petunia.
Really?
I gave them the seed.
You?
No,
David said he did.
David did a long time ago when he worked.
You notice what color it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not red.
No, I go at
cardinal. It's maroon?
Yeah.
It's maroon.
No, it's not maroon.
You know those Aggies, they like to introduce maroon-colored flowers.
So is there anything special about David's maroon?
David thinks so.
Well,
it's pretty.
Okay, it is pretty.
It is pretty.
It looks a little different from traditional.
It seems to be fairly compact.
Okay.
I think he told me it could take the heat pretty well.
Yeah, it almost
which most
looks
petunias
like
can.
VIP. I wonder if it's a hybrid with VIP and.
It did look a little bit like VIP, and that's why I first went, VIP with a color change and a height change.
No,
I don't know.
You don't see it?
Maybe he can call in.
Yeah, call us, David. Tell us what that. Tell us more about your petunia. What do we call it? Dave's petunia? Does it have? What are they calling it?
I'm sure it has a name.
Okay. Oh, he's going to look.
Now,
Rodriguez
are
petunia.
you going to stay here or not? I was going to talk about the living Christmas.
Oh, okay. Stay here a second. Okay. He's going to go check. All right. So, we'll stall until he gets back because he knows what they've got for the living Christmas trees. I see some of them out front.
If you're looking at your radio dial,
yes,
Trace is moving towards the background.
They don't look like they're compact. You mentioned that's supposed to be.
Well, I said more compact than what I would say a VIP. A VIP was a little bit taller than hanging down.
Yeah, they were
curling.
Yeah,
they're kind of.
These are kind of upright.
Yeah.
So, but I would say that the VIP was a little taller and then curled over.
But that red is spectacular.
The red, see, I would not say it's maroon. I would say it's like a UIW Cardinal.
Or scarlet or...
Okay. Trace is coming back.
It's not David's.
Oh, it's not David's? Oh.
Okay, good. It's very beautiful then.
What is it?
It is a wave petunia.
Oh.
It's one of the ones that grows
Oh,
more
yeah, we
out
like the
than up.
waves. People, remember last year, people were
And they do,
going to one of the
they do
waves.
take the heat a little bit better than your
Yeah,
traditional
waves
petunia.
are wonderful.
Yeah,
Now,
and they look great.
They had a problem with viruses for years, didn't they? The wave was spectacular for a number of years ago, and then they had some problems, and now they're introducing it again.
So
I don't know.
they-
Sometimes that happens. I don't know. That's the same thing with periwinkle. It had problems.
Yeah.
Very popular, and then had problems, and then they came with the
Uh-oh.
Cora series.
Are you leaving?
Yes.
Okay, and just before you leave, are you excited about Tuesday night and Wednesday day? 50% chance of showers on Tuesday night. 40% chance of showers, mainly before noon. I'm sorry,
It
Trace.
needs to stop by like 9.
Yeah, and then
It's good for the trees, though.
yeah.
Except it slows down my schedule on pruning.
Yeah, there's actually no less than a 20% chance of rain from Monday until Friday.
As long as it's at night, I'm good with it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's at night, only night. Yeah.
All right.
I'll go along with that.
Yeah.
Let me have it at night.
40% chance. So yeah, I already said that Tuesday day, and then 50% chance Tuesday night. So that's great. And my favorite plant that Mark will scowl when I said is blooming. So I hope that means something. But they sure are pretty. We were talking about how did we get into the microburst last week? Do you remember? We were talking about trying new stuff, or
somebody was talking about something that would go into the area between the curb and the sidewalk,
right?
And then somebody else, maybe a caller, brought up Sinisa or something. I went, "Oh, microburst."
Yeah, I was just trying to think of
your Sinizas are blooming.
I know they look great. Yeah, so I'm hoping that means
well,
rain.
we'll
All
see.
right.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right.
I need empirical evidence.
You scientists. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back in a moment. Our phone number is 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. More in a moment on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Here at beautiful Millburgers Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Bulverde Road. Looking over my left shoulder, there are people walking amongst the Christmas trees, trying to pick a tree for the family, which is great. And there's lots to choose from.
Do you remember which kind?
It's so difficult because they're all perfect.
They all look really perfect.
Yeah.
They really do.
Well, that's
Okay,
I guess that's not. I remember in the old days when you used to go, take us a couple of hours to pick a tree. Or here you just go.
There were many
They all
Charlie
look
Brown
great.
trees in those days.
Yeah.
Not these nice,
Nope.
perfect ones like we have here at Millburgers.
They're all fresh cut. They're stored in water for needle retention. They're specifically chosen for their qualities of looking nice and being strong. And
those tree stands.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. That's the game changer. So they've got the Nordmans. You asked me what kind.
Yes.
Which do not have a fragrance. So if you have allergies, these are ones that allergy sufferers for Christmas trees can get. There's Fraser. There's Noble. What? And there's I know it's a B, but I can't remember. Balsam. Okay.
So you had all four. You are correct, sir.
Thank you.
You win the prize.
Thank you. All right, but yeah, there's.
I don't know what price it is.
Plus, there are fresh cut things for wreaths and garlands.
Yes.
And if you want to do a different direction, if you want to get a tree that can serve as both a tree to decorate for the holidays and then to fit into your landscape, you might want to consider a living Christmas tree. Millburgers has a couple varieties, and the reason I advocate for it because I've had great luck with both of the varieties, Deodar cedar, and also the Arizona.
Yep, Arizona cypress. I went and checked those before the show. So it's Blue Ice Arizona cypress. And so, both of those are great.
You know, I always remembered the Deodar cedar, Mark, in years past that it would get to be about 25 feet tall, and then the top would get frozen. Of course, it didn't freeze all the way back.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that as much of that anymore. Is that?
Well, I was going to say I haven't seen it for a while, but thank goodness. So the Deodar cedar are native to Nepal and northern India, and so they have a gradual cooling period.
Oh, okay.
So not like us, where it's really hot.
It's
hot.
In the morning it's AC, in the evening it's heat.
Yeah. So and humidity. I will be going off on a tangent here. I've studied this, and I don't have any empirical evidence. I just got some ideas that it's kind of hot at night during the summertime, and humid, and all of a sudden we get a breeze or a cold front moving in rather quickly. So that's what I think is what Calvin was talking about. And we did see this. Calvin and I would see this through Monte Vista in particular. It's about the right time frame. And all of a sudden, all these Deodar cedars would all have the tops dead and kind of curled over. So we kind of theorized that maybe it was a cold snap that did that, or after being warm and humid.
But how do you describe the looks of that Deodar cedar? Is it it's a conifer, a classic kind of conifer shape?
Yeah. So what I do is I say, for those who up north, think of a Norway spruce and that kind of flat, linear branching habit, and then just put blue, gray look to it. So that's kind of what it looks like.
And what you do with these living Christmas trees is you plan on having them. We debated this a few years ago, but I kept them in the house longer than, but at least 3 weeks is not unreasonable. And then you decorate them, and then you move them out, and you've already got the hole dug for them in the landscape, and you've selected where you want them in the landscape. And they're gonna, both of these species we're talking about, Arizona cypress and the deodar, both of those fit and grow, and survive in the long term. So then you just move them right into the landscape, and it's the dual. It's that dual advantage that we talk about with the living Christmas tree. Now, and there's some white cedar.
There's some arborvitae, some white cedar.
And then there's also juniper over there.
Yeah, see, I like the Blue Point. I think that's what he has. Blue Point juniper, a narrow juniper that also has this blue gray, blue ice color. Excuse me. Now, the one thing I want to say about the difference between the two, you can get an Arizona cypress into a kind of a narrow area, but that Deodar cedar, that needs a big area to actually grow to its fullest. So if you have a big yard, you want to you have a big opening that you want to screen, that Deodar cedar is a good one for you.
And now, if you've got an apartment and you want to have a Christmas atmosphere, holiday atmosphere there, you could even go to the what's our herb that
our rosemary,
the
trimmed rosemary, which they do have here.
And they've made that into the classic shape. Yeah. It's got a wonderful fragrance, and that's another one that you put it out into the landscape when you're finished with it as a decoration.
Yeah, because what we found in the big freeze, remember the big freeze in
Yes, I do.
2021? What we found was the prostrate rosemary didn't do so well. It was the upright one. Well, guess which ones they have these Christmas trees made of? The prostrate ones. So, yes, you could keep them inside for a little bit and then put them outside. They're going to do very, very well.
Oh, good.
Particularly in a sunny location. You do know rosemary's from North Africa.
Well, these trees generally need full sun, too, that we're talking about.
Yes. All the trees we've been talking about need full sun.
How fast will the rosemary grow?
I've never thought of it as a fast grower, but
Okay.
All of a sudden I was thinking the song, Where My Rosemary
Well, I was trying
Grows.
to think, okay, so like if you did the rosemary this year, kept it in a container, and then put it outside,
okay.
could you do it again next year?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
So what your effect is, you're semi-bonsaiing it.
Okay.
So you're keeping it into the container. You're providing good sunshine, a little bit of water. Mm-hmm. It is very drought tolerant, so consistent watering.
Well, in fact, one of the fastest ways to have it decline is if you keep the soil too soggy.
Keep the soil wet.
You let it dry. You let it dry out in between water.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
cold medication may be kicking in.
Yeah, it's worth to take a look at those living Christmas trees. If you come over here to Milberger's to see some of the other things we've described, the cyclamen and the wave petunias, and of course the other Christmas trees, the cut Christmas trees too. Lots and lots of choices, and poinsettia that's in the greenhouse.
Speaking of that, and during Victorian times,
Yes.
they would have the poinsettias, and they would have citrus during the Christmas holidays in their orangery or herbarium, and or a couple of trees, because they'd always have the fruit at that time of year.
Well,
so
that's not a bad idea either, because we, like our limes and lemons, we generally grow those in containers here anyway, and they respond. We don't have to prune them, but they respond pretty well to shaping. If you wanted to make it into a medium-sized holiday tree or small holiday tree, but of course it's so attractive outside between the blooms and the evergreen foliage, the fruit, and the wonderful fragrance, and they also our friends the giant swallowtails will be very disappointed if you take them in. Well, I guess they'd go inside with you, too, if they...
Did you walk around speaking of some of the plants that the giant swallowtails like, did you walk around the herbs and the veggies and stuff?
Yes. It's starting to be limited for the season, but we got a lot of leafy transfers. Pots that you can transfer to your garden, particularly lettuce, spinach, Swiss chard, and then some of the vegetables, so the Brussels sprouts, the broccoli. I didn't see any cauliflower, but that may be out there. I may have missed a few. But that's and root vegetables. I think there's some radishes. I didn't see any rutabagas, though. I don't know what happened to them.
Too late for rutabagas? Oh, well, we finally got a poor tomato on our tomato plant, and it has blossom end rot. It was in a container. Remember, so.
What kind of container? Like a
it was well,
4-inch container?
No. It was not a huge one, but a bigger one. It wasn't.
Well, I just a little surprised you haven't been getting fruit.
No, we have lots of fruit now, but they're all green. No, and I think part of that too is, and you mentioned this, I just didn't do anything about it. Is shade. I don't think it liked all the shade.
Oh no, yeah, they
No.
like sun.
So,
As a great wise person once said, you
Yeah.
don't see lots of trees in the farmland going along 90 into Medina County, in Uvalde
okay.
County. So don't put it in your yard.
oh,
Or
okay.
don't grow your vegetables where there's shade, in other words.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we're not too upset, but we did pick the one that had the blossom end rot because it's ripening, and can't we eat the what's not
Oh,
ripe,
sure.
rotten? And,
You can eat it.
Just cut it off.
Cut it
That's
off.
what my mother and
It's
grandmother
a-
would
it's
say.
just-
Just cut it off.
okay,
That's good
It's
for
just
you.
a physical wound, basically.
yeah, but it does cause it to ripen earlier than
Yeah.
normal. Okay, so we put it in the window and we'll see what happens. We cut it and put it in the window for the visitors to the yard get it, like the raccoons. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
Would you like some more raccoons?
No,
Oh.
I don't like the raccoons.
Could give you a full deal. We could give you deer and raccoons and skunks.
I was going to say, why don't you put the skunks with the raccoons?
I was out walking the dogs yesterday morning, and the skunk ran in front of us right at my house and went through the gate like he owned the joint. And both my dogs, to their credit,
To their credit, because
did
they've
not
learned.
say.
Good for them.
Yeah,
They ignored him.
yeah. It's taken a while.
He
though.
lives here. Yeah, he lives here too. So
No raccoons for me, please. They like the cat food.
yes, and tomatoes.
Yes, they'll probably. We did not bring the Malabar spinach in, so.
Well,
I'm still growing it too.
Oh, are you cool? Okay.
It's loaded with
Seed pods.
and blooms.
That's the little black ones. Oh, those with. Okay. All right. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back and tell you about Prusky's Market right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Hey, and welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Let me remind you, congratulations to all those people who went out to Prusky's and got their turkey or prime rib or got their ham for Thanksgiving with all the sides and everything and had a wonderful Thanksgiving. But I'll remind you, too, if you didn't go for Thanksgiving or you did, don't forget Prusky's does the same thing for Christmas. And so you can go out, they'll cook the Christmas...
Every single day it does the same thing for 'em.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can get the order stuff to be smoked and picked up. You can get this stuff for yourself too, whether it's the sausage or the brisket. Whether it's the poultry or the pinwheels. All of it, great food is right there at Prusky's Market. It's an old-fashioned meat market with great, outstanding service and outstanding food, like the Yanta beef, which is the all-natural beef that you can get at Prusky's. No hormones, no antibiotics, and just good flavor. And they'll help you out with it. Tell them what you're trying to do. Tell them the project you got coming up. And Prusky's will help you find the exact things that you need. Man, does Edmund have knowledge, and so do his people there at Prusky's Market on Highway 87. 10140, that's between 1604 and 410 on Highway 87. And right there in Atkins, Texas. And you'll find them online at PruskysMeatMarket.com. That's PruskysMeatMarket.com. And don't forget, next week here at Milberger's, we've got the traditional holiday Christmas celebration, December 7th and 8th, with pictures with Santa, face painting, balloon art, chili, little red choo-choo rides, and much, much more. So go to MilbergerNursery.com to find out more. Hot wassail. And, just lots of fun. And lots of great picture taking, too. So come on out and be a part of that as well.
Get here early for the chili.
Yeah, it's while supplies last.
Yes.
Till
While
the
Mark
bowl
lasts.
run dry.
Yes. Mark will be here.
Uh-oh, yep. Oh, man. Yeah, get here before
early.
Mark. What time are you getting here?
11:08.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there's always plenty.
Yeah, you'll be fine. But it is until the bowl runs out. So So you don't want to be disappointed. All right, 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867.
The older people have seniority over the. And
No, is that
receiving
right?
The chili, yes.
I didn't know that.
That's because I'm the oldest person. I've just
Oh,
declared
okay.
that.
You just apparently the oldest person gets to pick the rules too.
Oh, that sounds good to me too.
Okay. Let's see. What else we got? Should folks be doing? There's somebody getting some more cyclamen. Anything this time of year that you can think of? He mentioned all the acorns falling.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to go in that direction.
Yeah, no.
No, there's nothing I can spray on your tree to stop the acorns.
And should I accept that they're tough on the feet? Is there anything really wrong with them as far as the yard is concerned?
No, and they're wonderful wildlife food. You name some of the wildlife that's in our area, and they're probably consuming acorns. The deer,
yeah, one way or the other, whether
squirrels and raccoons, and
if there's maybe some weevils in it, the squirrels or birds will be trying to get those weevils out or the meat out. Yeah, so it's. I believe we had a gentleman on a few years ago talking about the oaks and the wonderful oaks.
Yeah, there was a book. Somebody wrote that about. You don't need anything except the oaks, basically.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah.
All right, 210-308-8867. James, we're having a little trouble, but we are going to try to see if we can get your call on the air and see what you got going on. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. James, what's happening?
Oh, am I on? Can you hear me?
You're on. What's going on?
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work, James. We'll get it fixed for tomorrow. I'm sorry, buddy. Call us tomorrow. Right. We'll get it fixed, all right?
Will do.
All right, man. Thanks.
Hi, James.
All right. Well, I won't give the phone number anymore, but we'll tell you that you can come on by and do your gardening question in person.
Yeah. Or just having a little echo.
Yeah, a little technical difficulty, as the kids say these days. So, yeah. So what else is going on, Trace? You've been wandering around. What are people?
Well, I was listening to you earlier, and I had a slight change of about 3 years ago. We started a Christmas tree drive-through.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We don't actually take the trees to the person's car anymore because that was very labor-intensive.
Oh.
It tied 2 people up with every tree. So we take it down. We have numbers on the parking spots down at the end, and whatever the last digit of the security code of that tree is, that's where they put the tree. And then there's 3 or 4 guys there that just tie in trees.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea. Did that come about during...
That came about when couldn't hire anybody. Right?
Oh, okay.
Nobody wanted to work.
That's actually more convenient. So you just come pick your tree, then pay for it and tell them...
Pull down there and you show your little tag. It matches up with the tree and... we get it loaded.
Okay.
So it keeps everything centralized. Keeps the bodies centralized.
Yeah,
keeps the net machine if they want it netted. Twine is all there instead of having to randomly go up and down the parking lot.
Potentially to have, make sure you got, of course, everybody has been pretty skillful on the putting the trees on the vehicles, but even that sounds even better because you got the people that are manning that station.
They know what they're doing.
Had a lot of experience.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So thank you for that. Oh, talk about the wreaths and the garlands.
Okay. So we have live wreaths and garland. They always call it cedar garland, but it sure looks like arborvitae to me.
Okay.
Most people would have a problem with cedar.
I was going to say, that would make more sense.
So ideally, you'd put these things where they're not in the sun, and that you could hose them down or mist them regularly. But we do carry a product that you can spray on them. Like if you're going to put it on a mantle,
okay,
you don't obviously want to spray your mantle down with water.
Test you.
So we've got a cloud cover product, which is kind of like it's an anti-transparent, so it's kind of like antiperspirant for people.
Okay.
So what causes the wreaths and garland to turn brown is they continue to sweat out their moisture. and this kind of locks that in so they don't sweat as fast.
And you use that on trees and the garlands. And
I believe I think California uses a version of something like that on every Christmas tree.
Oh my goodness, really?
I'm looking at Mark for backup.
No.
But
Yeah, Mark.
he's got that look on his face like, I don't know.
No, I always have that look.
They always have those interesting laws.
Yes.
I don't know if it's
That is true.
this same product, but I think every Christmas tree in California has to be sprayed with something.
No, the look was see if you could remember cloud cover.
Oh, okay. I got you. I remembered.
You know, we also mentioned
No evidence of that, but I did.
the living Christmas trees, and we
Yeah.
mentioned the deodar cedar and the Arizona cypress and the
Should be some Blue Point.
Blue Point down there.
Blue Points over there, yeah.
the white cedar.
And there's a white cedar or arborvitae type that I haven't seen for a while. So, did they have some available? You thought you'd try it, or what made you buy it?
We carry very few arborvitae, and since
Right.
we weren't going to have all the living Christmas trees that we normally stock, figured we'd have something, and it will
No,
work.
it's very beautiful. It's that we normally don't stock arborvitae. That's why I was like, oh, look at this.
40 years ago, guys, telling you how old I am, Milton. We used to sell arborvitae, tons and tons of arborvitae.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about
When
that?
you were 10 years old, you were running a nursery?
Sure, Milton.
What about that cedar? There was a special selection, the cedar, the Arizona cypress.
Yeah, there's Arizona cypress. It was blue ice, which is one of my favorites. Now, is it one of yours, or is that just most popular?
I like blue ice, but there's actually more than one blue variety. But I think we sell more of it than we do the green ones.
Okay.
And so, how large does it get? Is it a fast growing, or is it just?
Fairly fast growing, but it will get about 35, 40, and about, what do you say, 25?
Probably, yeah.
Width. So
There's a conifer. If
From
you
a distance, it would
pretty
look like a
invincible-
blue spruce.
invincible.
yeah.
Pretty invincible. That.
Oh, yeah,
Arizona
yeah.
cypress
So
fits into the landscape very well.
I was going to say it's much like the desert willow. I think sometimes the worse the soil, the better it grows. I did it right that time. I
Okay.
noticed. Yeah.
No, that's right.
He didn't say worser.
No, you didn't say
Yeah.
worser. More. We actually said more worser before, I think, or something like that.
Anyway, so but it is it says Arizona cypress, but it's also native to Texas, up in the Chisos and the Guadalupe Mountains, Davis Mountains.
And let's see. So we mentioned the bird baths and the fountains. We mentioned the book and the gift certificates. Tell people who may not know what a Texas Superstar is. You said we have the Texas Superstar book.
Yes, we do. All right, so Texas Superstar are a group of plants that have gone through rigorous testing in different parts of the state. And in most of the state, they perform great. And so, in general, you're going to have success, especially here, because a lot of the testing is done here.
Yeah.
With these plants.
And so these are almost foolproof. Nothing's foolproof, but
And this is basically a journal, right? And it's got photos of all the.
It has
superstars.
photos of them
Yeah.
and descriptions.
Is this just this year's superstars?
Oh, no. This is many past Texas Superstars. There's a whole book of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doing this for
35,
30
yeah,
something.
30 years, I would say, 30 plus.
So this is a good thing to have as a reference. And
Now,
it's-
I haven't looked through it. I know I went with David through it at one point a few years back to tell him what's not available anymore.
Oh, that was good.
So I don't know if they took those out, but they do have a website where you can go see all these things too. But we do have a lot of people like print, so we do have a book of it.
No, it's just the print. And you can read a little bit about them, I think, and kind of what they like, what they don't like, but yeah, these are. If you're looking for something, if you're like me and you're like, okay, I want to get a plant that I know is going to have an easier time, that's got a track record, a good track record, then this is Texas Superstars are what you want, especially if you're new to San Antonio, and there are a lot of new folks coming in every day. This is perfect.
And some of them are native, but a lot of them are introduced. They're hybrids. So, like lantana is a native plant, but the varieties that we all plant here bloom more, and so we go with those. So you can't just limit yourself to one variety. There are so many plants out there that are adapted to our situation.
Yep. A lot of them in front of us. The lantanas you mentioned, and I'm trying to think of what else. There was the Ruellia, the dwarf Ruellia, I think, is a Texas Superstar, isn't it?
I think it might be.
I think it is, yeah. But yeah, and then we had a Texas Superstar broccoli, or what was it? We had a Texas Superstar something. There was one of the vegetables or herbs that was a...
Well, I think Celebrity Tomato was in
one
of the first ones. I think it was so good that they did it twice.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, yeah. And what else can you think of? You mentioned hoses and equipment and stuff for gifts. Can you think of some other fun stuff that seeds for growing stuff might be
sure. Seeds nice, are great stocking stuffer.
Yeah. You got any decorations here? He said
no.
Yeah. Like what?
There's all kinds of little knickknacks, figurines, and banner type stuff that they've got hanging on the walls.
Okay. You've got the yard art. I see the Grinch and is it Max? I think it's Max.
I think it's Max.
Yeah, and other stuff. Plus, there's yard art all year round. Do you still have a Sasquatch, I think, running out over there?
Yeah, there's one over there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and the gift certificate, of course, is a good idea, too. We mentioned that because...
you didn't mention the number one.
What? Oh, citrus?
Citrus tree.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
So we just got our, not very long ago, got our selection back up to where it needed to be for lemons, which is the number one nursery gift for Christmas. Lime, which is number 2.
Okay.
And then so on and so forth down through the Satsuma oranges and wonderful Christmas gifts.
Yeah, and you said that lots of people, traditionally, people will get citrus for others as a gift, and so, lots of good choices, lots of different sizes as I look out over Calvin's right shoulder and see the stuff. Yeah, do you have a favorite living Christmas tree? I mean, what do you like that you guys have?
The Cedar Deodoras, I'd have to say.
Okay.
Would be mine.
Yeah, I like the rosemary. I like the rosemary partly, too, because it blooms right around Christmas or afterwards, and you've got the little flowers on it that look like ornaments. I don't think anybody else goes there.
No.
Just me.
Just you.
Yeah. And anything else exciting coming in? Oh, talk about the poinsettias. I know you've got floral grade.
Yes, we do.
I mean, these are beautiful poinsettias, and then you've got, if I go some places, I just see red.
Yeah, so we do have the traditional red, but it does look better than almost everybody else's.
Yeah.
2 different whites and I think 2 different pinks.
Okay.
And then I want to say Jingle Bells, which is like red with freckles.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I remembered that from last year. And then, so you'll find unique, different poinsettias here at the nursery. And Christmas cactus?
We have Christmas cactus.
Okay. What you got? I guess it's just Christmas cactus, but different colors, right?
There are some different colors. The most predominant one is that pinky color. But
okay.
There are other colors and sizes. So we start out 4-inch and go up, I think, 8 inches the biggest.
Did I remember an orange one?
Last year I did.
Okay.
You know what else makes a good stocking stuffer, and it's the flower, the cyclamen, the red and the white cyclamen.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas colors and relatively inexpensive as a gift and beautiful and all winter.
But please don't wrap it and don't put it in a stocking.
Okay.
Now, if you want to grow it in the house, it'll last for years in the house and keep blooming.
Yes, a nice decorative container that would be available here. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be fun if you're going to a dinner or event and you bring bring the red or the white or one of each as your little participation gift. That really would fit in very well.
We do have amaryllis.
Mm-hmm.
We did pot up a few, and we've got the loose bulbs. And my wife was astonished by she planted 3 of them, and the one she took to work was blooming, and then she was off, so we had to go back up there on Friday, pick it up, and bring it back home so she could enjoy the bloom over the weekend.
That makes sense. Listen, all the stuff we've talked about is at millburgernursery.com, including the event next week. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. That's millburgernursery.com. Thanks to Al doing a great job. Thanks to you, of course, for listening. And we will talk to you tomorrow back here at Millburger, 1604 in Bulverde Road.